All right, let's see if I can see that we're streaming correctly. All right, we did in fact go live. It's always a good start. Okay, all right, let's see. Cool. So, what I'm going to be doing today is just doing some random Nabaa expansion testing. So right now, I'm looking to start the game that I'm hoping to stream for everybody in the near future. And I think, and this is still subject to change, I think if it's an MA game, I'm going to try for Nabaa, and if it's an EA game, I'm going to try for Macone. And if it's an LA game, I'm not going to join it at this time. And again, that's still subject to change, potentially, based on what we find with the expansion testing. So with that said, I'm just going to go ahead and I've just got my generic map. I've got a couple of, I've done like one or two of these so far, just before I had a chance to sort of get started. And we're going to see how it goes. So we were running a big Scales Bless here. Scales with a Caster Bless. So we have Precision, Bar, Caster, Poison Resistance, Reinvigoration, and a little bit of MR, and then some Dark Vision for our non-Spirit Sight people. And we'll see how that works. So we're going to try on this first one. So we are our scales, we're Turmoil and Production, so we're not going to have tons of our cheap troops. We're going to go for the more expensive protected troops. But I think the first expansion party, we're still going to want to do a bunch of our camels. Yeah, and just use everybody up like this. Go ahead and put this guy on Prophet and send our scout out. I don't really know exactly what we're doing for research yet. I can see pretty good reasons to go down just about everything, except blood early, and Thalm is probably questionable. But there's great stuff for us all over the place. So we're just going to set it for alteration for now. But in a real game, I think we need to do a lot more decision making before we actually come to that conclusion as the answer. So what I was doing here, I was just throwing these guys into squads, hold an attack, closest, and fire. And then I was putting them kind of in the back, give the arrows a little bit of time to work, and then bring these guys off to the side, and they have a tendency to run up and sort of intercept before too much damage can get done to these guys. We'll see if that sticks. And I've just been doing double sermon into Word of Power, and then advancing cast spells. And this group has looked to be pretty effective against lightly armored guys, and it's an okay against heavily armored stuff. We definitely need a lot of production, or would like a lot of production to start our next recruitment party, which is going to be, I think, mainly these Adite light infantry. So they have, they have worse protection and worse defense. They have a javelin, and they cost 6 fewer rec points. So we can get 4 of these guys or 5 of these. Let's try these ones first, and we'll just get a mage to start with, because we'll recruit. I don't think this is not enough, so we'll recruit them a general next turn, or probably a sheik. We don't want, that means that we don't want someone who costs too many points. So if we want to spend our gold on a mage, we can either get a Janimir, who costs a lot of resources, or I think we're just going to get a Karib, not sure what it's called. But we're going to start with that, and sort of go from there. So that hopefully should work out. Yeah, and so we'll do that. We have a lot of gold. I don't think we'd want. We might be able to use them to expand. I don't know. Let's try it. Sure. We have a lot of extra gold right now in this build, so I think that's worth a shot. And we're gonna send these guys to go and capture this forest for the resources. I think is going to be our best bet. Normally I would be more careful with scouts, but we're not. So let's see how we started. And these guys, of course, have the birds to help us out. sort of mess up these lines and we draw some of the javelin fire. They also could potentially pick off the mage. They didn't this time. Although our arrows did. I'm going to assume that was not the only leader. But you can see, right, the enemy formation is already pretty strung out. Now, they are firing back at us, which is not great. These guys do not love standing in enemy sling fire. Neither do our camels. So maybe this is an indie type with all these range units where we want to put these guys more forward, see if we can get them to absorb more of the arrow fire or missile fire, such as it is, and also just have them charge into battle faster. And as it stands, I'm pretty sure we're going to win. But we may have taken more losses. Yeah, these guys even routed. That sucks. Okay, so this is definitely, I think, an example of how we could script this better in the future. Yeah, we lost 8 of them and 1 elite soldier, killing 51 Jaguar tribe. So, not great. That gives us just a small party left. Now, Deer tribe are pretty bad. And there's 20 barbs. The barbs are also on a wasteland, which has good stuff for us. I don't know if it's really 20, though. I don't know. This group against 20 probably wins. If it's 40, they probably don't. Oh, we could do formation of these guys. Whoops. Let's do that then. But in any event, we're gonna go ahead and try them out on the barbs. Oh, I forgot to send the extra troops. All right. Well, it's not a very good expansion test. Here, we're going to go ahead. I guess we'll just have some extra archers to go. They'll probably recruit this guy, and then another group. As many of these as we can muster. Guess we'll skip the scout to get an extra one. We can queue up... We could queue up a 4 guy. So the next turn, right, we get another 2 on him, and then we can get the Sheik afterwards. Now, it's pretty expensive. That's going to be an early site searcher for us, probably. Because we can't afford... yeah, we can't really afford the Malik. So we won't try and do that just yet. But we will expand here, and we'll send out... If we hadn't gotten our mercenaries, we could. We'll send the mercenaries... How good are these guys? They have a lot of defense. They look kind of strong. I love how they spawn in just random formations, though. Stay behind troops. He's got a amulet of missile protection. That's nice. We'll send him up. Send them up against the cataphracts. So let's start up here. We need some PD. Scouts. We have a lot of undead. It's 2 undead provinces. Not ideal. See how our little hobbits do. Oh, they did real well. Huh. Okay, the hobbits are pretty good apparently. This did not go as well. I didn't actually see if we won or not, just that we took a lot of losses, which I assume means that we probably didn't. So we do get them a little strung out. But then we get ourselves split. And then they make it to the back line. And they kill all of our guys. So that's no good. There were only 4 of them, so that's a lesson. He did live though, so now we don't even have to bother with the next Sheik. I think we can just do this and this. This group can go out. Do it this way. Fire closest. This guy can actually fire. So I think fire and keep distance. I don't want him to get... I don't need him getting whacked. And this group... Let's go Deer Tribe. This group... See how they do against the heavy cav, I guess. And okay. Alright, I feel like this is not going to work out, but you never know. They do have good attack density, I guess, but they're not going to get to use it, it looks like. Too well. They're dropping through. Alright. Alright, these hobbits are awesome. I never should have doubted them. I guess I keep thinking that there are less of them just because they're so small. Here, our javelins routed this whole squad, and then arrows took out the squad. Lost one light infantry. Wow, that, not sure who got him, but it looks like he got killed by an arrow or something. And there's a fountain of fire somewhere, which I'm not too worried about in a test game, obviously. But in a real game, it could be important. Let's see how we do against heavy cav. For here, we'll go ahead and go for one more set of these guys. Finish this off. Yeah, it should be fine. Let's see. So we have this guy starting. Yeah, that's fine. He doesn't have enough, so I'll just preach a turn. Ooh, a volcano. Never find it in the real game. Send Frodo Baggins out there. And I guess let's see, how much gold do we have? We have so much gold. We should start a fort is actually what we should be doing, probably. That should probably be here. Let's get a scout. We'll start a fort next turn. So we can afford to hire them again. I think. Anybody not doing anything? Some scouts. Somebody died in the march. That's okay. Not sure this is in some ways the greatest testing, given that I've let mercenaries do a ton of the work. But theoretically, I think they would have been purchasable at a comparable price to what we paid. How do we do? So here, this is definitely a mistake. These guys should be in front. It's just sort of playing quickly here. This looks tough, though. Our guys are holding it pretty well. There goes some of the cav. Not enough. Yeah, that was definitely a scripting mistake. Not played this very cleanly, I can certainly say that. Not cleanly at all. Alright, let's pick up guys along our route then. Scout front, do a line. And these guys can fire closest. Is this a random? No. Yeah, just an earth. Just the earth random. Start site searching on this guy. This troop can go kill these. There's heavy cap all over. Let's go here. We'll pick up the Desert Warriors I recruited. Use them as a meat shield against the heavy cav. Making a little guy and a sheik. We still have our hobbits, who are kind of out of room in a normal game. They can't make it across here, and they can't kill 60 barbs anyway. Guess they're gonna head back. And then here we would look to start our fort, probably. It's a high-income province. Start our palisade, and we do have, I think, relatively expensive palisades. 600. It's a giant palisade. Scouts sort of do whatever. Bad at putting PD in. Okay. Defense plus 10. And we got just a little guy. That's nice. So I think this is just our little multi-hero. He can start researching. Is he not? Oh, he is sacred. He's just not a priest. Okay. I was like, what are you doing? Be sacred. Building our giant palisade. The hobbits. 24 hobbits are not going to kill the cavemen. They're going to move south. We'll use them. We'll probably spend their lives here absorbing the heavy cav and then let the contract go. Put these up front. Put these on hold and fire. And hopefully this will absorb the rest of the Wotak here. Actually, hopefully it should take out the heavy cav. Would not say that this expansion has gone very well, to be honest. It definitely leaves a lot of room for improvement. We have so much gold. I don't know if it would be better in a real game. Yeah, it's just the upgrade crap. I don't know if it would be better to start a Malika, or if it would make more sense to try and get extra labs down to just get more research going, so that the Malika has something to do. Probably is actually, you know, sort of the better option. Yeah, we'll do it on the next one. See if I can't do a better job with the camels. Well, I'm going to play this out for like a couple more turns, then we'll go back and start it again. I definitely had some scripting mistakes already, too. That cost me. Hopefully, yeah, okay. Nicely used up used up some of their lances, and then we chopped through them. Okay. That worked out nicely. Alright, so this expansion did not work the way I wanted it to. So we're going to need to go back to try this one again. Because that was bad. Yeah, we'll see what we can do. We'll see if we can get the camels more involved. Alright, here we go again. So I still think this makes the most sense early. Just get as many numbers as we can and get 2 extra scouts going. We're going to want to know who our neighbors are for sure. I like profiting our first guy. We have really good scales, getting Dominion spread, and he's going to help us expand with that kind of weak group. The scout just can go do something. In a real game, I think I'd be more careful with it, but what we're doing here, I'm not concerned. Research is, again, for this purpose, sort of whatever. So we go camels, dudes, sermon to help keep them in the fight, cast some spells, put these here, scout here, and then where's my commander? Get him back here. He's on fire, and these guys can hold and attack closest. So I think, let's see, this has 50 resources, 27. We don't know what's in here. The deer tribe are much easier to kill than barbs. But we have a lot of archers here, which are going to do good work against the barbs. And some of our later parties might not have as many. I think this is something that's worth testing. Whether this works or not, I'm not 100% sure, but I think it'd be good to know if we can take this barb stack with this sort of starting army. Okay, yeah. I think then we're going to recruit a little guy, start researching, because we're not going to be able to put out a group this turn, and I don't think there's any reason to start with the more expensive. Like, this guy is 7 research, and this guy is also 7 research. We have luck 3, so I'm not that worried about negative events in our capital right now. I think I'm just going to start on the cheap guy here. Because he doesn't use up extra points, obviously. And then last time we tried the Adite Light Infantry, and they did fine. So this would be, so it's 6 more resources. So every, like 5th one of these, or, every like 5 of these or whatever, we're losing 1. And they have a lot more protection, a lot more defense. I'm going to try these this time, and we're going to see if we can see how they do. Obviously, this leaves a ton of recruitment points on the table. The other option would be to see, how many of, like, do something like this, and if we do this twice, this will be better against like barbs, but worse against some other targets. And I think we would theoretically want to mix the groups, and we can recruit a lot of those units outside of our fort. So I'm gonna try this time, and we'll keep experimenting here. I have not taken the time to like watch any gameplay of anybody doing Nabaa expansion, so I'm just sort of fumbling around a little bit here. see for myself what I think it does or doesn't work. So here, that's a good number of barbs. I think it's about 30. I don't know. It's hard to tell. So the birds go ahead and land. A couple of them landing in the back here I think is nice. I think it's going to help distract some of these guys even longer, because the birds are going to stay alive longer just because the barbs have to get to them. We've now got a couple of strung out barbs who are moving to intercept, which is good. I don't know. So yeah, this part, these guys may just need to be on like attack. Attack closest is kind of drawing them off in a weird way that I don't like. I could also just have them stand in front. I just want to theoretically give these guys as much time to shoot as I can. We got some barbs routing off. Some of them did make contact with our desert dudes. Desert warrior. But it looks like we should have this. Yeah, okay. We lost 2 elite soldiers and 4 desert warriors. And there were, how many barbs? Oops, wrong button. There were 4, okay, there were 40 barbs. So this is a pretty good result against 40 barbs, I think. From here, we definitely want to keep clearing our cap circle if we can. Militias, heavy infantry, light infantry. Archers, militias, heavy infantry. This is just commanders. This is really valuable. We really want to get wastelands because we get to put a 250 gold lab in them and then start recruiting extra mages. So there's a lot of value in getting this, but I think we still want to get our cap circle first. 50 guys. Let's move this group in front. They have shields and armor. They'll do a better job of soaking arrows that come through. Like these guys can get kind of messed up by arrows. Here, we'll do this, and then this group will go out next turn and look to chop up, probably not the heavy cav, probably something over here. Here, we can recruit 2 camels, 2 in like a bit, or we can recruit 5 desert warriors. We'll just get some extra camels. We'll just put that on repeat recruitment for now. And they can help out as we go. So here, maybe I should have put these guys on fire archer. Try and rout those archers. If they don't have the shields. Some of them are firing archer anyway. Some nice spreading out of these guys up front. That's helpful. Nice smite there. We're going to need to route... Okay, we routed the light infantry. We're going to need to route this heavy infantry pretty quickly, or I think they're going to beat through our guys. We're also shooting our guys in the back, it looks like. Some good kills. Archers are still standing for... we're wasting all of our arrows shooting at this commander. Or not all of them, but a decent number of the arrows shooting at the commander. I think I probably could have picked fire archer. Would have worked out better. Looks like we've got them though. They have routed 1 Adite elite and 3 what desert warriors. It's still pretty good. There's only 10 enemies here, although they are heavy cav. I think we could take heavy cav. I think we move our undisciplined guys into the front. To soak the lance charges, and then we try and chop through them. And really smite through them would be a big part of it. Here, we can put this guy in the back. He's going to be on fire and keep distance. These guys are just going to attack closest. We're just going to see how this goes. 30 enemy units. Have at them. Don't want this. I think we'll get another researcher. Let's see. Get this. I think we'll do what we did last time. I'm going to do it like this. Well, we're going to waste a turn. I'm sure we're going to waste a turn because this sheik can't go anywhere for 1 turn. But then this guy gets a point on him next turn. The sheik waits around. We then fill up, send a party out. This guy's 1 point left, and we go ahead and recruit another Sheik. We're kind of off kilter, but it lets us get this guy early to go start doing some good site searching, which I think has some value. And we'll get some more Sheiks going in these other provinces. And I guess we'll need a leader eventually to pick them up. Oh, good point, good point. All right, yeah, ditch that. All right, we're gonna do it this way. I also recruited the wrong guy for anyone, which is funny. Yeah, we'll recruit a camel guy here. I really have not played these guys very much, so it is not. This is not the well rehearsed expansion practicing that I have done in the past. All right, let's try this. He's got 2 birds. Alright, so let's see how well these dudes hang out. There's a lot of enemy infantry here. Yeah, I tried them last time. I'm just sort of messing around with stuff right now just to see what feels good. This guy out on a corner is getting himself chopped up, looks like. Okay, looks like we routed some of the light infantry. And just fast forward because it's just sort of a slugfest. We definitely lost some dudes. Yeah, I would check marks there. The only mark on there was the swimming men right now, who we cannot get. But yeah, we definitely have gold. We lost 2 Adite elites to kill 40 troops, 12 of which were heavy. Sort of whatever. Here. Birds do some work, and we routed those guys somehow. That's nice. Well, that worked. Clean. We've been cursed. How rude. Yeah, the birds did a great job there. Let's see, in a real game, I have a lot of... Ooh, Long Dead Horseman. So I definitely want wastes. This province is not actually all that good because it's got a mountain in it. This one makes the most sense. Probably this one. From like a real game perspective. I don't know how the Long Dead Horsemen could be problematic. I think when we see them show up, we switch to letting this guy pick his own spell so that he will do banishments. Or I guess we could just script banishments. Which is Stellar Decree, right? Is this my banishment? Yeah. And then we'll go ahead and send this guy back. And he might as well take these guys with him. Camels! Camels everywhere. This group has 7 guys, but they can take this out. No problem. I lost my map. Okay. We're going to finish this guy, and we got a lot more resources available this turn. Just wrong button. Not a lot of enemies here. I think we can skip this one. So these guys have got a raised skeletons due to death 2. Hopefully the birds get him. Come on, birds. Oh, bird? No, bird did not make it. Did not make it happen. These Long Dead Horsemen messing us up a little bit. There's a blessing, or a banishment. Our Desert Warriors are routed. I think that we are going to have a tough time here. Let's really quickly route off these light infantry. No, we routed. Welp. Didn't win this one, it looks. Oh no. We might win yet. No. We did not win. We'd have to come back for the Dunes of Death here. So this was not successful against Long Dead Horsemen. Noted. This guy has got Site Searcher written all over him. We're not killing 60 Wolf Tribe. He's not killing Heavy Cav. I think he needs to go and start collecting camels. Probably need another camel rider over here maybe to collect camels. Put those in. That was more dangerous than originally anticipated. These in front, put these behind. Okay. Fire and keep distance. Go kill some deer tribe. Alright, are we foreign recruiting everywhere? Yes, get all of our camels. Guess we'll send this guy back home for a turn. Back to recruiting researchers. Normally the scouts would do something, but they are not. Alright, oh yeah, hopefully Deer Tribe shouldn't prove any real difficulty for our troops. And they don't. Ah, plus gold. Easy. Alright, so all the barbs. Yeah, I was thinking about that too. I need to send this guy over here. Ooh, look at the map move into that. Get this lab going. We need to get, we can either get a fort going, or we could build extra labs. I think would be our options. We have a lot of gold. I probably should have started it earlier. We have not really gotten away from our cap yet, so I don't think we can start a fort. And I don't think that this group is going to successfully navigate that many barbs. I think we want to wait and come back for those once we have either more scout reports that there are fewer barbs there than we thought, or have more archers. Guess these can stay because they'll go with our group. So that was not well. I guess I thought I was going to be able to go here. We'll send this guy down. This guy can pick up camels. Heavy Cav. We'll send him this way at the Lion Tribe. We'll send this over here. Actually, we'll send this guy back home. Oh no, we already have the Prophet here. Prophet with 10 dudes, probably not good enough to wait another turn. So he should reach for a turn. We should search. None were found. Ooh, minus 100. Ah, much better. I guess minus 100% tax is minus 18 gold, which is not so bad. So here we're going to go ahead and want to get our cheap lab up. This group is going to go and kill these stupid undead. This group has a lot of extra camels. And can go ahead and attack the Lion Tribe. Let's put them on fire, I guess fire archers. The Prophet. Don't think we want to bring him. These guys are just going to give us a morale problem. Put these up front. Put you up front. Do not cast Stellar Decree. gonna go send him out this way. Probably this way, go get this other thing. Other item of dudes. Send him here. They can group up and you can pass off the camels. Go keep site searching after he failed me the first time. Come on, birds. Oh. They are keeping this guy distracted, though. And we have a lot more infantry this time. Last time we tried to take this with like 3 infantry or something, so it was really no surprise it didn't work. I'm hoping to see a lot of bird action here. Oh, yeah. I feel like we're playing Calum. Get that guy in the back. On their archer's route. They're still distracted with birds. Yeah, they never even finished dealing with the birds before we got to them. We still managed to lose 2 camel riders, though. And we lost 2,000 people. I guess go get that. Alright, we can set the camels back a little bit. Try it that way. Do I have camels here? Do. Set the camels back. This would technically be a throne province, so I would not be able to take that in sort of a normal game. I just didn't bother to change the amount of thrones in the game at this moment. I think we could start recruiting a better unit. Here. 11 camels against 50 wolf tribe. I do not like our odds, but camels are archers. With infantry, I like our odds much better. But they need to not be on sneak. Yep. Search. Let's see. So we could put a temple down to start recruiting our Earth Ones. Or we can recruit our Hermits. I think for now we're going to recruit the Hermits. I think in a real game, right, this is exposed enough, right? You know, we could potentially lose this, that I would not feel comfortable putting a temple here until I had negotiations with whatever was over here. Like, technically, I think this should be ours, but people could easily walk into it and kill our unforted temple, which is no bueno. Hermits are way cooler, that's for sure. You know, this would just be for research, but those hermits can actually fight, which I like a lot. This guy can go... Look, oh, that's a great map move. Can go build another temple over, or another lab over here. We've got resources to spare. That's new. There would also be a consideration here. I think these are N1s. Could be worth trying to get some extra N1s to get nature going. So as opposed to other nations, right, because we do have that foreign recruit mage, putting down labs on kind of weak indies is not as bad because we have a fallback use for the labs. The labs don't just, like, we don't want to be producing N1 lion tribe witch doctors for the rest of our game, but it's not so bad to be producing like a couple of them and then be able to switch, and you still have sort of justified the lab purchase, I think. You can go back. I guess you could research here, place. Alright, so let's see. It's coming up on turn 10. Wow, our guy's terrible at finding magic sites. He has so many paths. Get the mage. No, we are not getting the mage. He's chucking a vine arrow. Miss. Fast forward. Wow. What? Hold on. I guess our leader got sniped. He's not standing far enough back. He ran for... I guess I should... Well... Yeah, he's just gonna get shot with an arrow. I'm sure is what happened. I should maybe just have him stay all the way in the back. He didn't even die. What a goof. Okay, we lost 1 unit in the retreat. I guess it's not the end of the world. What a goofball. Birds went ahead and absorbed that lance charge. Distracted these guys. Very good. Okay. Lost 2 camel riders. The camel riders seem to be pretty good at dying. I will say that. They seem to die to arrows, which means I guess I should have them even farther back. Let's go ahead and try this one again. Let's just put you on hold. So you cannot be such a goofball this time. Here we can just transfer all these guys. So I think there's definitely a question here of when we would stop producing camels. It's turn 10. We definitely need someone to go back to home base. I have failed to put a guy ready to pick up. We have a ton of troops here. Something that would probably not happen in a real game just because you're able to better pay attention a little bit. 70. All right, let's see how we do against 70 units, just to as a test. Ah, I don't have enough gold. Build the lab. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. We have like 1 more turn left of them. Someday this guy's gonna find a magic site. Let's see. Alright, so this is us first. It said 70 on the battle report. It looks like it's less than 70 in actuality. The birds did not do anything to the cav this time, it looks like. So we're going to take some damage from lances for sure. We outnumber them pretty heavily, though, so we should chop through them. Okay. I'm fairly confident that we'll kill the rest of this. What are the losses? 2 allied elites. Fine. Okay, that one worked. Oh, so I was just complaining that I had my guy get shot and I have him just up here. There's definitely a little bit of scripting that you gotta do here. Can't just throw everybody out there and say good luck, have at it. Lost 1 added elite. We got a multi-hero who looks like a researcher to me. I guess our first Malika is also a site searcher. We go ahead and cancel the rest of our camels. Camelry. Camelry is, in fact, the correct term for mounted camel units, in case anybody was wondering. Okay, so it's turn 11, so we have 1 more turn. We are not gonna, certainly not gonna meet our 20 province goal. Now that 20 province goal I think is less relevant on this kind on this kind of a map. The map new multiplayer map, as opposed to if you just go ahead and put them on if you just play on one of the random ones. We also definitely did not do our best, as we have a ton of these guys who are just sitting around who can't make it to anything. But that's okay. Here we would start recruiting this guy. So we don't have any forts going up, but we do have two labs producing a couple of extra mages. We could also get more forts, like if we could just not recruit these Malakas until we have the forts up, given that each one costs the better part of a fort. We could just recruit this here this turn. They still cost a lot. Not sure. Not sure. Research. Our research is 50 right now on turn 11. That's not, great. Alright, this is your last chance, guy. We're going on turn 12. Can you prove yourself and find me a site? No. Useless. I like our odds, yep. Okay, so those are all great. Alright, so it's turn 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Alright, so we were pretty close to hitting the 12 by 20. We definitely could have hit it if I had just moved this squad out one turn sooner, like I should have. So that is, technically a successful sort of expand. This is with really good scales and a really minor bless, in case anybody hasn't seen it yet. This is just a caster bless, basically, for evocations, and it's got a little bit of MR and some poison resistance. Our big caster already has shock and fire resistance. We don't have any cold resistance built in. So that would be a risk, but we only have one elemental problem. You theoretically can try and, make items and stuff around it. With that said, we don't have any water mages, so it's a little hard to make some of the cold resist gear. But you can still find water indies sort of, floating around somewhere. Didn't really look around too much at what indies we have available. So... it's usually not impossible to find a water one if you can get in the water somehow. And then nature ones we don't have too many of. Either the Malakas are a 1 in 4, 1 in 5 to get a nature path, so it's not very realistic. But those are all over the place. So technically this is fine. We have a pretty good amount of troops. We did suffer some attrition, but we have 44 guys, plus another 30, 74, call that 100, 115, plus another 13 in the cap. So we have a decent amount of troops. Our research is not spectacular, but it should be sort of inflecting upwards a little bit. These Hermit Sahirs are really slow to make. 1 every 4 turns is pretty slow. I think we would definitely need to fit in a fort. I don't think that we can get away with no forts. I think I'd like to fit in a fort next time. Probably delay the Malika. I can't, she's so stealthy I can't even find her. There she is. Probably delay the Malika and get a fort going a turn somewhere in here. We didn't use any mercenaries. We didn't see any mercenaries. I'm not sure if the number of mercenaries that spawn is related to the number of players in the game. We only ever saw the swimming men, who we can't hire. But in a real game, we would have a lot of opportunity to get those between our good scales and the fact that we have the vault giving 100 gold per turn. So this was all, this was successful. Not earth-shattering, though. I think we can do, just not continue old game. I think we can do better. And we'll think about the bless too once we've done like one more of these. Because theoretically, this should be the easy, this should be pretty easy expansion in terms of what's possible. Like we don't have, we didn't go for like a bless that Sacreds could do, which would be the easiest thing typically. There we go. Like if you have good Sacreds, right, you can just sort of throw them out there and they'll do a good job. We don't have that, but we don't have like bads or middling scales and no bless. We didn't go for like an awake researcher or anything. Send you far away. Take up all your time. Okay, so let's think about some of the lessons we learned last time. We can start our Nabaa cavalry all the way in the back. I think I like these guys standing in front, actually. But on hold and attack. Fire... I think I want them on fire archers. I still like my double sermon into smite. We've got 30 barbs. 40 bone tribe. Which is kind of yikes. Horse tribe cavalry, deer tribe archers. So this is another tough, kind of a tough set of provinces. I think we'll take out the barbs. Or try to take out the barbs anyway. And then I think I'm going to go for this guy and let's see, we got the Adite light infantry. I think it's going to be our best bet. Yeah, no, I know we definitely have a ton of unused direct points. I just don't know. Like, we can make camels. And like these guys. I don't know if we can make camel. I don't know if we can make a better mix. Like, this could be better. It says 27 recruitment points left. I think, let's try it like this. We've got a mix going. Scouts go and scout. Okay, let's see how we did versus these barbs. I guess putting them on fire archers doesn't really do anything against the barbs. Barbs are not known for their archers. It's like this, we did not get as good of a bird drop as we had last time. I'm wondering if when we see barbs, we need to be avoiding them for a turn and pinging them. We'll see how we do here, but I kind of think we're going to die real bad. We did not kill very many of them with archery. We are lucky that these guys are running past, I think. Because these guys kind of are able to hold firm because they didn't get flanked. Okay, we did win. But I think we got fairly lucky to do it. Although, I feel like we got really lucky to win, but the battle report says, yeah, awesome, you did it. So, I don't know how to feel about that. I think we may need to be scouting these provinces that have these tough amounts of enemies. We have the scouts. We might as well just do it. Give them a job to do. Alright, so we'll go ahead, and this turn we need to recruit a camel. We have resources left, no recruitment points. I think resources are a bigger limit, so let's set it up like this. We're going to recruit one more camel here. So then this camel takes these guys out, and we need to recruit a camel here as well. Because he gets recruited here, and then next turn he moves, and then he picks up the guys. It's this turn. So this turn gets made, goes out, this guy gets made. Turn 1 of recruitment. He arrives, turn 2 of recruitment, he stands there. So we actually could wait a turn, but I guess we can just start it just so I don't forget in this particular test. Definitely we can go kill the deer tribe. I think this would be worth it. It's going to slow us down a little bit in terms of getting resources, but in a real game, this province is probably worth a ton. And it's on a choke point, so we probably want to fort this. Mercenaries, there are crossbows. I think we would actually get these archers too. They're kind of cheap. We have the money, and they're gonna do fine against the Bone Tribe. Like they're just gonna help us out, I think, against the Bone Tribe. We'll see. I like our odds against the Deer Tribe, I will certainly say that. And the Deer Tribe have routed. We lost 2 Desert Warriors and a Camel Rider to Archer Fire. And there are 49 Bone Tribe. That is a lot of Bone Tribe. Our scout got away, and we got all of the all the mercenaries. So all the mercenaries are on fire. I think Markata in the front, although when I say the front, we don't necessarily have to literally stand as close to the enemy as possible. These guys over here, these guys in the back, these guys in the back. Like to make sure that we're getting the mercenaries killed first, if possible. So you're gonna hold and fire. Oops. Hold and fire. Fire. Fire, fire. Fire. That was getting out of a... Okay, stay behind troops then. And I've gotten this guy killed before, so let's have him just stay all the way in the back. I guess I can use hold and fire missile weapon, right? That's the thing. Start recruiting, not this one. Because this guy is larger than this guy, I keep thinking that he's this dude over here. And he's disappointing me each time. This troop, I don't think we're gonna love our odds against all those heavy cav. I think we're gonna go and fight these Agarthans. Again, I'm trying to do this from a real game perspective. So like this is not an option unless I wanted to go to war with whoever's over here right away. Which I'm pretty sure I don't want to do as Nabah. Alright, Bone Tribe. I have sent 1,000 missiles to blot out the sun. And some birds. We are doing okay. They're getting closer. Maybe I should have put them on fire closest. Probably would have been a good idea. They look angry. The ones in the back routed. I mean, we're gonna win this. How many we lose? The Atavi Chieftain. It's unfortunate. Because that's going to take the rest of the Atavi Archers. So we basically lost the 30 Atavi Archers. We lost over half of our light infantry. 1 crossbow. It is what it is, I suppose. And here we're in the dark, but pale ones are terrible. So we'll see what happens. Okay, our troops have totally lost their minds. But they're going to kill the commander? The old up-the-middle commander snipe. Don't see that one every day. We lost 1 Adite Elite and 3 Desert Warriors. And people are being sacrificed. How can it be just a rumor if we lost 40 people? What happened to them? Okay, so we're going to go back. We're going to, this is 1 turn of recruitment, so we're going to wait another turn. We have more resources, so we're going to split our, I think it's right to push the cap towards, towards our light infantry and away from our camel riders, because we get the camel riders in other places. Let's get one more sheep. This group probably go kill Wolf Tribe. Let's make sure the crossbowmen are in front. Absorb as much of that fire as possible. Yeah, I think we can at least be selective. Like I think the camels are fine here because they're gonna like get attached to this party, which I like. And then this party's probably has to march down because I don't think it can fight this many heavy cav unless we get more mercenaries to help out, or we send up a reinforcement party. So I think they're okay here too. So I guess we don't need that guy then. This one we probably don't need. Okay. We'll see how that, we'll see if it works out. You are fine defending. Alright, archers, let's do it. Birds. Currently, it mostly seems like we're just pissing them off. Ooh, the old... right in the face. Oh, in the cap. Yeah, fair enough. I don't know, we could probably afford to be at least a little selective still. Alright, so we routed the melee guys, so we're just in an archer off. Although we're gonna have some trouble because we're gonna keep shooting close range for a little bit, but there they go. How many did we lose? 7 crossbowmen, which I don't care about, but we lost almost all of our camel riders. Which is unfortunate. Of this province, I mentioned that we should have been making a... should have been looking to make a fort in. It's turn 6. We do not have a lot of money because we have this very expensive man. Let's see. Oh, I don't know why I have this guy here. Probably should go and do something more impactful. Pick up camels. Send it down, then we're going to send it down here. Perhaps. Camel in the back. I guess all my camels can probably be on skirmish too. No reason not to be. Just avoid a little more of those arrows. We're going to send them against the horse tribe, because this group is going to come down and then go this way. Oh, he retreated this way. That makes more sense. He can still go do this, though. I think that's useful. Alright, Magnus is going to die anyway. And doesn't have enough troops that it's worth hiring him again. So let's just go see if he can weaken this. I don't know that we want to send him to try, like, in a real game, weaken these, because a neighbor could take them first. And then we're going to look to get a fort up next turn. I think is going to be the idea. Yeah, and we don't really expect Magnus to win here. He's just, you know, using up the contract. We're just hoping he kills something. Guess we don't really need to watch him lose. He did not win, and he killed 2 horse tribe. I guess against horse tribe, they probably don't need to be on fire. And we routed them. Okay, we lost 1 light infantry. That's not too bad. We got some air gems. So I think here... Lots of camels. I think let's turn the camels off for a second so that we can start our palisade. We also need to get a fort going up here. Or not a fort, a lab. Turn is it? Turn 7. Do it like this. This is gonna have enough for a group next turn, and we have someone to take them, so that's all fine. Camels cost 22 gold. These guys cost 25. Guys, it's about 1 to 1. Alright, once again, I'm giving this man an opportunity to search for magical sites. No. I want to go back to the early age. Alright, well that was very effective. Our melee units may not get to hit anybody. Just barely. Over here, a little bit more dangerous. A lot of heavy infantry. Bird's doing some good work, though. Yeah, got the heavy infantry nice and strung out, although our javelin tossing has gotten ourselves kind of strung out. Ooh. I got whopped for 16. Yeah. 2 units down. Luck. There's a lot of hideous trolls in our land, it looks like. Many, many hideous trolls. Alright, let's see. So this is against heavy cav. Let's see how well we do against those heavy cav. Here we want to construct a laboratory. Here we want to script our people. Guess don't fire, just attack. I do love, I love units that have a little bit of a map move. Playing units, or playing nations with only map move 1 is quite sad. Ooh, they made it to the back line. It's probably not great. Or camels. Now, I feel like really, right, these guys should be taking a big fear penalty. Because cavalry... Do I have a commander on the battlefield? Why are these guys still fighting? Hmm. They don't have Berserk or anything. I guess... Hold on. What's this one? Why are we still fighting here? We're gonna lose our only leader. It must just be because they routed first. Independent armies are routed. Our leader dies. And we chase him off the field. Okay. I don't know about that. Birds put in some work. We close and kill them. Yeah, I think that makes the most sense. Ah! Picked off their mage. Way to go, birds. Get wrecked, conjurer. Alright. Okay, so we lost our leader. So we can just recruit a new one, though. I guess we'll recruit some an extra camel while we're at it. This troop can march forwards. This guy can just research for a turn. I don't need him to get sniped by a wolf tribe archer. Palisades going up. Go kill this. Try to anyway. That's a lot of deer tribe. Like I'm not afraid of deer tribe, but that's a lot of deer tribe. We still have a lot of gold. I need to send this guy here. Again, I don't think it's in... Oh, we would definitely... we should choose to send somebody down here as well. Because these guys are sacred, which is kind of annoying, but we don't have any other death until we get Gulas online, I believe. These are not just death, right, but these are death plus a path. And if we have enough of them, we can just recruit our regulars, so that costs 500 gold. I guess we'll wait another turn. Here we should get more. We should probably upgrade troops at this point. Yeah, I think we can definitely do some non-waste labs. I just don't want to... I'm afraid of getting them too early. And like this one, we need a temple as well to really sort of make it work. In some ways. But probably something I would put a lot... Oh my god, he did it. He found something. Wait, no he didn't. Oh, he found a bad site. Oh no. Villains? Did they attack my poorly defended province because I forgot to put stuff in it? Yes. He found a smolder stone. No, that's funny. It's a good thing I didn't send another mage there. Besides that, victorious. Wow, we lost. Okay, this one we were able to win. Got attacked a lot there for luck 3. Deer tribe. Try these guys against the heavy cav. Send this party here, and then we'll send them up against the ghouls. It's turn 10. How's our giant palace? Oh, yeah, whoops. We're behind on our palisade. See, this was deliberate. I got this guy a whole extra square away so he can search faster. Agreed. Yeah, 20 gold foreign work scouts are amazing. And we definitely want some in a real game. I just can't be bothered to do it now. But yeah, that's a tremendous national asset. That's back to you as usual. Okay. Let's see how we did against the heavy cav here. This is almost all heavy cav. It's quite a few heavy cav. Birds come down, eat a bunch of lances, get them all split up. Our troops do not engage correctly because we've only got 4 of them, and then we rout them. That's 16 heavy cav plus some other stuff. That's pretty good. Okay. It's turn 11. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Although we did lose a province to our own incompetence. Go take that back. Fortunately, I don't think that we are in position to sort of realistically pick up the last 2. I don't think that you're going to beat 70 ghouls. Well, I mean, it is what it is. So I would say that I definitely still have a lot of work to do on testing this to have it be considered good enough. I keep falling just short of the threshold, and I think that that is definitely because there is a lot of micro involved in this testing that I am not currently doing. Just making sure that I've got more camels recruiting, that my leader is showing up on time. Getting all this stuff with labs, keeping the fort timing and checking for mercenaries, etc. But I think that it generally works. I just have to do a better job. Just sort of what it is. Okay. Alright, I think I'm going to stop expansion testing. I'm going to look again real quick at the Pretender design. Probably for not too long here. I think there's a couple of different options. Yeah, it's micro I would do in a real game. It's micro that I'm not doing now. Because I am lazy and do not want to do it. So I did for this game the Battle of Stars. And I did something like this. Imprisoned. Okay, it was like this, but it wasn't this. Maybe it was this. Okay, this is what I did for that expansion testing. So obviously really good scales. Luck 3 with Turmoil 2 is a great EA income scale. It's going to give us a ton of gems. It's going to help us with a lot of stuff. It's really nice. Makes the game fun to play. Magic is great. Obviously, we have cheap researchers. We could throw down those extra labs for foreign recruit. Now, the fact that these guys are, if we are recruiting mostly the Hermit Sahir, you know, them costing 4 turns to make 1 means they're not getting a ton out of magic scales, but it's still something. And if we do have saver provinces and we throw it in a lab, then we get to add in, you know, extra of these guys who are getting a much bigger benefit. But these guys obviously are not fighters, so you don't really want to be fighting with them if you don't have to. Like, you can do some stuff. You can give them a gem and have them cast like Earth Power and then do something, but you know, you obviously don't want these guys fighting unless you're kind of out of options. So, and I like to have, I like when I can have mages that can fight, as opposed to just purely research monkeys. Just because the research monkeys can be tough. And then we also want magic because we do have, you know, various Jinn summons. Like, none of our units have magic power except the Malika. And you know, she's worth it by herself probably, but we do have other summonables that have magic power. I think that one's pretty locked. You could definitely take a much bigger bless or a different kind of bless. Like, this is a caster bless, but it's probably, like, I don't think this is the best way you could play it, right? Like, this is fun. You know, having a bunch of extra precision and Farcaster and blowing people up is fun. But I wouldn't be surprised if it was not deemed to be the most effective. Because you could also take, like, so this is like an evocation caster bless. You could also look to take like a thug bless of some kind. I don't know. Let's see. Thug bless would be maybe a little bit of extra blood, and then maybe something like actually getting some resistance. Maybe you do. Let's see. I wonder if you do a thug bless on like an imprisoned titan, and then that titan can help you out, or not imprisoned but dormant. And you do 5. Well, let's see. You have some fire resistance. It's tricky. Like, you have fire resistance on like some of your guys, but you don't have it on all your guys. But if you did like water, nature, this way you can do, the thug can do moss body and defend you with gear. You probably want astral. Maybe you skip the blood. This would be like a defender titan, and you put cold resistance. You could still do Farcaster if you wanted it, although it loses some value when you don't have the precision, because you're more likely to, you know, shoot your own guys. But you could also do like magic resistance, poison resistance, and like low light vision or something. And then you obviously take way lower scales. Probably need to do something like this at a minimum. This gets dropped, and you got to drop probably down to misfortune. And now this is a lot scarier in that respect. You could drop growth too if you didn't want to have to deal with as much bad luck and wanted some extra heroes. But I think with gear, this Titan can defend you. With these paths, you've got regeneration, you've got moss body. You don't have any earth though. Maybe you need this. You sort of have to want to, you'd want to test what you're up against. But this will give you all the resistances on your Malika. They'll have good MR, extra reinvigoration for thugging. The light vision doesn't help them. So maybe, but it will help your other troops in like a cave or in darkness or something. Or not your troops, but your mages. And you could probably play something like this. Yeah. I mean, you could like flip these a little bit. I mean, you could fiddle with the scales. I don't know. I know that Nabah can be kind of rushed. Like, people like to rush Nabah. So, like, I don't know if you need to have one of these defender What is this is like a classic Defender Titan, is this one. The Anunnaki, I believe, is like a classic Defender Titan, but you don't have, the problem is you don't have the water to help her very much. Like, you just throw one water point on there. And you do like precision. I don't remember. I am not a Titan expert, but there certainly is a Titan build in here somewhere that you could probably look up on the internet. So scales, there's Titan. You could do some kind of a rainbow. If you really wanted to, but I don't think you really want to. I don't know if these guys are quite worth it. I think if you want to take a Troop Bless to help you out early, you could still do like a Beetle and do this and do attack. I guess morale. You know, you could fiddle with this, obviously. Attack, strength, blood surge, reinvigorate, not reconstruction. Reinvigoration, imprison still, and you could get back a lot of your scales. This obviously is giving you a lot less for your casters. This is also probably not the right block. What do we have? We have fire and earth. Yeah. That's worth a lot more. So you could do something. I mean, this is even more scales, and this is going to help you stay alive early. With this extra strength, you could produce your Vanguard, and then with the blood surge and the attack skill, they're going to be kind of killy. Right, 16 attack, and then 24 damage. And then if they blood surge, right, it goes up by 3 for each. So like this, with this, you could try and do more Jan in your expansion and then look to fight with them. You're obviously getting a lot less of like the magic for your mages, and your Jan are going to fall off because they don't have magic weapons. I think you probably want magic weapons on this. It's going to cost you 3 scales. If you're gonna do it this way, so that your Jans stay relevant, or I mean, you could also consign like this way. They have like a purpose too later in the game. It's probably not terrible. I think it's less fun, but it is, I think, a perfectly reasonable thing to do. And you still, I mean, like you still have great scales, so you're still gonna get to play with all the mages. They're just not going to be doing quite as much stuff. They're going to get a lot of reinvigoration. They just won't have the Farcaster. And like I guess you could even get rid of, like, if you say, you know what, I don't care about the I don't care about the magic weapons. I'm going to let my guys fall off, and I'm going to be really sad when somebody with Body Ethereal shows up, or somebody with Air Elemental shows up. Then you just sort of let that happen. And you're like, my plan for dealing with those things is blowing them up with evocations. Because this is going to give you the one reinvig always. If you blow somebody up, you get an extra reinvig, and you've got the Farcaster. I don't know, something like this is probably not the end of the world. Probably doable, and you just have great scales. You could still get run over, but I don't know. I think I like this maybe better than my first one. You have Foul Vapors problems with this. Although you kind of have Foul Vapors problems anyway. Like you can, if you put poison resistance on your guys, that's great. But I don't know, like on your commanders on the other build. But all your troops are still going to die anyway. So I don't know if that's actually better. You do have blood. If you do not get any, if you do not get your hero or any other luck way into blood, this will start you into blood, and then you can get the Gulas, who will also break you into death. So this will give you access. You won't have access to water for a very long time unless you find indies, but you should have access to nature from indies without too much headache, and you can eventually get up to death with the Gulas, and the Gulas can join Sabbaths. So you can have as much death as you need. I don't know, I think this is probably like an okay compromise, Bless. I think there's definitely some tweaking. I don't know if Superior Morale is really what we want to be doing. But I don't know if there's anything else to do. Because, like, if we did... I think this just costs too much. Yeah. If we were doing this, we'd probably do it on one of these goofballs. Let's just say her for argument's sake. Get rid of the morale. Pick up the precision. Oh, we need a lot more of this. That's the problem. That's the problem. Yeah, it's I don't think the sacreds are good enough to get all of our investment. Do we have 2 more scales till we could, if we dropped 2 more scales, we would have the full coverage, but I just don't think we need this. Like, this is trying to have too much. I think this is not good. I want my Beetle back. I want my Beetle back. I'm not gonna do that. This goes away. And yeah, you just have superior morale, and I think you actually have some guys who have kind of low morale, right? 12, 8. Okay, help. Actually, the morale point helps this guy like kind of a lot. Although I don't know how often he's going to be standing and fighting because he looks a lot like a communion slave to me, but I think that this is actually not unreasonable. You're going to have to build a lot of temples at Dominion 5. I don't know if you want to fiddle with these scales more. I really like, if we're going to have any luck, I really like having luck 3. I think magic 3 is kind of locked. And you have +1 growth on your capital. Yeah. Hopefully, I mean, yes, they will. But not as much as Ubar. I think that, you know, people might just say, all right, well, we'll just kill Nabab before they get there. Like, I think you could maybe go growth 1 because your capital is going to be growth 2 from the site, just to get a little bit more dom, which you don't need for recruiting people, but just because you kind of want your scales everywhere. That seems less greedy. This is what I always do because I do greedy stuff. That's like my MO. But I don't hate this. I think this would be a pretty reasonable thing to do. Yeah, I don't think you need to do that to add the extra turmoil to get the growth, just because you have a growth. Your capital has a growth in it, and so that's the first most valuable province, right? And then growth has the most thrones that give a growth bonus. So I think I like growth 2 because in your capital it's already growth 3, which is the huge part of it for a while. Yeah, you could, I mean, you add, how many extra events is it though, right? It's like, it's 2 extra % of events. And we have foreign rec troops. So I think I'd rather have, yeah, I think we'll run out of rec points if we go all the way to Turmoil 3, and I think we don't need the growth. And we're already going to have plenty of events. So, I think, you know, I'm going to keep working, keep thinking, but I do kind of like this. It is not a Titan. It is not going to, our god is not going to defend us. But hopefully the troops can hold off some early aggression. I would have to go and test, you know, see how good they are for expansion. With attack skill, strength, and blood surge, I would expect them to be very killy. And maybe supported by a handful of the camels to help disrupt the enemy. we might be able to get away without them taking too many losses. So, arrows are a problem, but all right, we're gonna call this current thought. But I think I'm gonna go ahead and hop off at this point. I might try it again. I might come back with Macone next time. Again, I'm looking at what I want to do for what could be the last Dominions 5 game, depending on how long some of the stuff takes and when Dominions 6 actually comes out. But I'm looking to stream a game. So we'll see also how well that works. If I do like 20 turns and it's just an absolute disaster, I may stop. But I'd like to give it a try. And it's hard for something to be lower stakes than the very end of a game. So thanks everybody who tuned in. Hope you had a good time. And I hope you all have a good evening.